I'm trying to get that glare out. My camera always have a glare. Is it the window or is it the lights? Or either it's a shadow. That's my shadow, isn't it? It's my shadow. Yeah. Oh, it's a shadow of the phone, the camera. Yeah. The shadow of the camera. I hope I didn't put on too much makeup. I'm trying to look natural. Hi, gamer. Hi. Welcome, welcome. I told you I was going to come back because you asked me to. Thank you, sweetie. I came back because you asked me to. I usually don't do it, but since you asked, I said, okay, I'll come and do a live today. Maybe Wednesday and maybe again Friday. As long as somebody asks me to come, I'll come. Other than that, I just go about my daily task. How are you today? Hi, Ruby Gems. There's my sister. How are you today, Ruby Gems? How was your day? Hi, Nakasha, how was your day? It was a great day for me. It was a great day for me. I cut grass. I did laundry. I washed my hair. I've been cleaning up, packing up, stacking up because I'm moving out of this room next month. But I'm going to leave enough stuff in here where I can come in here and stay some nights and be comfortable. But by the weekend, just about everything will be out of here. Yes, please give me a thumbs up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please help support the channel. Nakasha, give me a thumbs up, gamer. Thank you all for coming. Thank you, thank you. There you go. Thank you, I appreciate that. Each time you come, you give me a thumbs up. It helps the channel to grow. Thank you guys for coming by. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We have some more out there, but they don't want to come in. Come on in, say hi. Say hi, say bye. Welcome to the chat. You know it's always story time. Hi, Shantana. Jane, hi. Is it Shatanya? Jane. Thank you. Thank you for the thumbs up. And welcome. Always feel free to come in. It's okay, sweetie. It's okay. This is a family channel. We do story time. We share our experiences, our strengths, our hopes. We encourage one another. Hello, Kingsley. Welcome to the chat. Thank you for coming, Shatanya Jane. Charlie, thank you for coming, Charlie. I like that, Charlie. I've got a neighbor named Charlie. Thank you for coming. You can call me Mama, Miss Ruby. Yes, you can call me Ruby, Miss Ruby. You can call me Mama. Oh, ma'am. I'm fine. I hope you are. Yes, Santana. Call me Mama. You can call me. My name is Ruby. You can call me Miss Ruby. Thank you all for the thumbs up. Thank you all for the thumbs up. Wow, we got 12 people out there and they don't want to come in? Really? You all don't want to come in and say hi? Say bye? Say, let me give you a thumbs up? Really? Am I that bad? You all don't want to come in and say hi? Look, it's 12 people out there looking in. They don't want to come in and say hi. Well, we love y'all anyway. So, you don't have to come in. But I wish you would just come in and say, hi, Miss Ruby. Hello to everybody in the chat. It would be polite. Hi, Stephanie Benson. Thanks for coming in. And thank you for the thumbs up. I wish the rest of them. Hi, Eric. Thank you for the roses, Eric. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Happy New Week to you too, Mr. Kingsley. Living in Delhi. Okay, that's India. Yeah. Yeah, Captain's here. Hi, Stephanie. Thank you for coming, Stephanie. You're most welcome. You're most welcome, sweetie. Always, you're welcome. And thank you all for bringing in the thumbs up, the like button, and coming in and saying hi to everybody. Hi to the chat. Oh, Jonathan, your boy? Okay. Welcome to the chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, Wells. 1, 2, 3, 4. You all, I like these names you all come up with. You're so pretty. Thank you. And you are too. I know you are. I know you are. You love bedtime stories? I tell all kinds of stories. And what makes it so bad, I tell experiences. Stuff that I have actually experienced. You know, sometimes I like to make it sound really exciting, but I tell stories and I tell experiences and I make story time out of it. So I don't like for people to get too spooky because some of these stories I tell are actually based off the truth. I have actually experienced these things, like the white deer. I've had a white deer to come through my yard several times, but I haven't seen her in 2 months. It's been about 2 months, maybe 3. She used to look at me and stare at me and look me directly in my eye as if she was trying to communicate with me. And then all of a sudden she stopped coming. But what they're clearing off a lot of these woods in the back, so they might have frightened them away. Hi, Tyler. Welcome, Tyler. Hi, Paradox. Welcome back, Paradox. Shantanya, you have to sleep early? You must be a kid. I thought you was in college. Which one of y'all in college? Long time no see too, Paradox. I hope you're doing good. This is an adult channel. Say hi to the chat. We're all 18 and above here in this channel. That's YouTube's guidelines. They want the kids to go to YouTube studio for YouTube kids. They have a channel just for the kids. Yeah, we're 18 and above on this channel. It's a family channel. You got to be at least 18. Yeah, YouTube kids for 13 and under. Where according to the YouTube guidelines on this channel, you got to be 18 and above. I think they say if you do come in, they don't want you to comment on the adult channels. So it's not what y'all think it is. It's what they've told me. So I know. They sent the messages, so I know. I know. Yeah, they do it unknowingly. If they don't comment, then unknowingly. Yeah, as long as they don't comment. Hey, Kay Reeves. How are you today? Happy Monday. I have no idea. They got some rules that only thing we can do is just abide by them. I don't make the rules. They do. I don't know why they do that, sweetie. I think they're trying to protect the children from predators online. Even on YouTube. They're trying to protect the children. So let's give them credit where credit is due. And you know, you'd be surprised what people try to do online to children. So they told me, always make sure they're at least 18 or above. And I got messages. Even Ruby Gems know. And they will suspend your channel if you don't abide by their rules. I have no choice. They suspended it one time. Kids kept coming in. They kept coming. They said as long as the kids don't comment, but they can come in, do a like. They don't want you to comment because it's adults. And we do talk about adult things, grown-up things. Nothing out of the ordinary or anything that's disrespectful, but it is an adult channel. Hi, Gracie. Welcome to the chat. How have you been? And how is Kenya? It's hot over here in America again. We've got past that rainy season, but we're expecting more rain tomorrow. Good evening to you too, Gracie, and welcome to the chat. And thank you for the thumbs up. I really appreciate you coming by. Even if you just come to say hi. I know it's a little late over there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it's about right at 9 o'clock. I hope you're doing well, Gracie. I hope you're doing well, K. Reeves. I got Captain and Sarge in the house. My narrators are here, Eric and Ruby Gems. They sticks with me through thick and thin. They are always there for me. Wow. You guys are remarkable. I'm so glad people do come back, even if it's just a handful. It makes my day. It really does. And this is the beginning of the week. And it's a busy day. And some people are already in the afternoon, they're in the evening, and some people are already in the night. They've had their Monday. They've enjoyed their Monday. We've actually gotten through the first of the week. Yes, we've gotten through. So when we get through Sunday, you'll get through Monday. Hi, Kay Reeves. How are you? Yes. And I'm doing great, and we hope you are. We keep you in our prayers. We keep Eric in our prayers. And we keep Kingsley in our prayers. We keep everybody that has issues, whether it be physical, mental, emotional, or just family-wise. Trust me, when I pray, I keep you all in my prayers. And everybody that you see come on the YouTube chat, we pray for each other. We encourage each other. We are family here. We are a family channel. Miss Ruby's _ exploring life. In other words, Miss Ruby's family chat. This is a family chat. And I'm going to call it that too. Miss Ruby's family chat. Because that's what it is. We're family. And we love you too, gamer. Would you like to share a story? Oh, aren't you sweet? You sound like my own child. That softens my heart when people say that. But I have a little small story about today. It's not much. It's not much. But you don't have any safe to say recently? No stories? Well, I have a little story to share with everybody. When I went to the laundry room to dry my clothes, there were a lot of people in there from, hi, Shatanya, hi, welcome to the chat. And they tried to bogart or boldly take over the machines, the dryers. So we've got a lady that's my color. She cleans the laundromat. We call it the laundry mat. Why they call it that, I don't know. But it's a place where you can go wash clothes and dry your clothes. Greetings, Shatanya. So these guys tries to block the washers and the dryers. And they make you wait. And sometimes they're not even using them, but they're saving them for when their friends come in. Okay, this particular lady put a stop to that today. She said, nobody's holding nothing, nobody's saving nothing. You use the washer, you use the dryer, or you leave. And I stood up and I said, yay! And everybody looked at me like, I said, what? I don't care, I'm not afraid of them. I would yell police in a heartbeat. Don't mess with Miss Ruby. Are you legal? You got your green card? Well, then leave me be, because I'll holler police. So, anyway, that was my story today. She fixed it where when you come in the laundry room, you can use the dryer or you can use the washer, and you don't have to worry about people standing in front of it, blocking it so nobody else can't use it. That's not fair. And people do that. And I'm glad. Hi, Bud Files. I know everybody's human, but some people don't act human. That's why I try to tell people, even if you're not intelligent, act like you're intelligent. Play intelligent. Just fake it till you make it. Hi, Bud Files. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And good morning to you, too. Good morning to you, too. And welcome to the chat. And thank you for the thumbs up. But that was my laundry experience today. At least we got a owner there now that anybody can come in and dry their clothes if it's not being used and nobody has anything to put in it, then we could use it. We could dry our clothes and we could leave. You can't stand there and say, well, I'm saving this for somebody. No, you can't do that anymore. And if you're homeless, you can't come inside and lay down and go to sleep. Because one time I went to dry clothes, there were homeless men inside sleeping. And I'm like, I think I better go across town to another one. I hate doing that, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Stop and Smile. Ruby, Stop and Smile is back in the house. I've missed you too. Where have you been? Wow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And welcome back. I told Ruby, every time I do a live, somebody from way back when finds me and they come back. Just about everybody. You know, we used to have 20 and 30 people in the chat before Christmas. And something happened to my channel. I lost touch with everybody. But Ruby Gems and Eric, they kept sending me messages on YouTube Studio. They stayed in touch. They were right there. And that was encouraging to me because, I don't know. I couldn't figure out what I did wrong. You know, only thing I seen was copyright. None of the music was over a minute or two long. I don't know. But it's behind me now. But welcome back, Stop and Smile. I'm so glad you all are finding me again. It's so good to be back, to be able to do lives. I don't do them all the time, but I do come by. You've been busy, but you popped up into my head. Oh, so I thought, let me see if she's live. And you were. Whoop, whoop. Thank you. You know, sometimes I'm doing something and somebody will pop up in my head. And I check and I stroll and phone call. But I'm back. If I do a live at 4 or 5 o'clock, they'll call. If I do one at 1 or 2 o'clock, they'll call. If I sit here all day long and do not do a live stream, nobody will call my phone. I don't understand that. It's like, okay, I know she's on live now. I'm going to call her phone. But I'm not going to answer it. So they might as well stop doing it. I am not going to answer it. Because I'm trying to live my life. And I'm trying to enjoy you all on my YouTube live chat. I love doing this. I love doing this. It gives me something to look forward to every day. And I'm so glad to see you back, Stop and Smile, and Ruby Gems, and Eric, and Gracie, and Kingsley, and Gamer comes all the time. Shatanya comes. The Bud Files, he comes by sometimes. I'm glad you, Gracie, I'm so glad you all come. Kay Reeves, sometimes they just come and say hi and they go, but they come by. They show me the respect and say hi to Miss Ruby and hi to the chat. And that's all I need to keep going to make my day. You guys are amazing. I love you all so much. And I was just saying to myself, if I ever get rich, I'm looking up everybody on YouTube chat. I'm going to locate everybody, and they're going to get at least $50,000 from me if I ever get rich. That's a promise. I just want to make everybody happy. And I'm not trying to buy friends or buy love, but at this day and time, I know everybody could use a little change, so you can just make your lives a little bit more easier. And I just got that feeling that one day I'm going to have a sufficient amount where I can just take care of everybody on my YouTube channel. I just feel like that. And I keep seeing these little signs that you're going to win a lot of money. You're going to win a lot of money. You're about to become very wealthy. I don't only see it on YouTube. I can just be walking by and I'll see a little sign. Or I can pick up a piece of paper and it says, you're about to become wealthy. Okay, how many times am I? Okay, is this an epiphany? Or is this an intuition? Or is this the little secret that the white deer is going to do for me? Did she pick me out of all the people to give me a blessing? I don't know. I don't know. It would be nice. Thank you. Thank you, Stop and Smile. Thank you. We love you too, gamer. Oh, I'm so glad you all like watching me because I like when you all come. You know, it don't be a whole lot like it used to because, you know, we had the birds. But we'll get back to that soon. We're just going to get past the summer. And back in the winter, we're going to go back to the birds. But I was trying to ask Ruby Gems because I bought a little tiny house. And I'm trying to ask her, what should I put in there so I can put it on video? Should it be goldfish or little parakeets? I don't know. I thought about getting a cat. But it's a little, like a small space. It's a little bigger than this. Oh, yeah, because I got my own bathroom. I got a little small kitchenette. I got 2 bunk beds and a full-size bed. And a little walkway. And I got room for a TV. I got a microwave. I got a air conditioning. I love my little house. No, but I would like to have you're on the background listening. Okay, thank you, Kingsley. I would love to have birds. And I went to the pet shop, and they got a whole lot of these little birds called finches and parakeets. And they're only about $20 a piece. And they say if you buy 2 birds and a cage, they'll give you all the amenities for free. Like the bird seed, the little swing that go in there. But I don't want a real small one. I want a big one so when I put the camera in front of you all can see the birds. That's what I was thinking about doing. You like fish? Fish are relaxing. My grandmother told me, and she was Indian. She said when you watch fish swim, they calm your heart. It's like your whole inside calms down. Fish are calming. They're soothing. Birds will wake you up. I know it. They will. You have to cover them up. And then they go to sleep. Other than that, they are tweet all day and all night. They will keep you awake. But they're so adorable. Y'all know my favorite animal is birds. I'm a bird watcher. You just have to make sure they have enough room to fly. Well, I'll probably keep them in a cage because they fly and drop poop. I don't want to be cooking and then all of a sudden they fly over my food and drop poop in my food. Then I have to throw it out. So I'll probably keep them in a cage. But if they ever get out, they'll be okay because they'll be in my little house. And I got a screen door where I can open the big door and just leave the screen where fresh air can come in. And I can raise my windows. And I got screen in the windows. And I'm not going to raise the screens because they'll be gone. But I thought about birds. I wanted fish. Your bird doesn't, when the sun goes down, they sleep. Okay. You have to let them fly, otherwise they gain weight and they get bored easily. Oh, I've had birds before, and I've read where you have to let them kind of stretch their wings out. But here in America, we got what you call a bird haven. You can take them to this place, and you can let them out, and you can let them fly around. You have to rent it, but they can fly around, and it's a net. They can't get out, and you let them stretch. And then what you do is you put your bird cage back in there, and you put food. You don't give them no food and water. You just let them fly, and you put the food and water in the cage. And when they get hungry and thirsty, they fly back up in the cage. You shut the door and you take them. Now, because I've had birds before. I had 4 parakeets. I had a yellow one, a blue one, and I forgot what color they were, but it was like 2 females and 2 males. And I noticed that, and this was like maybe 15 years ago, and I kept noticing that they were taking a lot of the straw and stuff in the cage like they were building a nest. Cats are great because they keep themselves clean and doesn't dirty the place they live in. No, I don't. I have pictures of my birds, but they're in my old phones. And I don't look at my old phones because I got pictures of my son that was killed. And when I start looking at those pictures, I end the live because I have to go cry. My only son was killed in a car crash 7 years ago. And I'm still dealing with that. That hurts real bad. That was my only son. My only son. Yeah, and it just tore my husband apart. It's like when my son got killed 7 years ago, my husband got really, he was already sick, you know, but not my husband, but my brothers. They got really depressed. I got really depressed. A lot of my family got depressed because he was like the firstborn in his family. My husband was already gone. But my dad, when my dad died, my husband got really, because they were so close. I noticed my husband went down after my dad died because they were really close. And then not shortly after I lost my husband, my son was killed. And I said, first my brother died, then my dad. Then a few years later, my husband. And then a few short years later, my son. And I was real close to these guys. You know, they was right here. And I'm like, how much pain can you put on one person? And my God said he would put no more on us than we can bear. And I screamed and I yelled, please, God, stop. I can't take it anymore. Please don't. Don't let nobody else die. I'm going to die. I can't do this. And so far, nobody has died since my son. I mean, that was 7 years. I went through pure, it was like torture for 7 years trying to accept the fact that they are gone and they are not coming back. Mentally, I couldn't handle it. Emotionally, I melted down. So my family helped me seek professional help. I had to see a psychiatrist. I wouldn't let them medicate me, but I would go and scream and cry it out. They would put me in the room so I could scream. And I cried it out. And I told the devil, I hate you. You killed my family. I've been through some stuff. I only really learned how to smile again when I started doing YouTube chat. Bird cages are always open. Flies wherever he wants to upstairs. And yeah, he takes himself into his cage when he wasn't asleep. And Kasha, but first you have to train them first. Right. And then they would live themselves. And those are mostly parrots. But parakeet, the smaller ones, I don't think there's no training for them. If they get out, they're gone. Adios, amigos. But you're teaching them more words. You got a parrot. And they're expensive. Here in America, they're $2,000. I'm glad you got one and you can afford one, but Miss Ruby can't. The parakeets are like $25, $20, and they're so cute, and they sing so beautifully. You'll see when I get them. You'll see. When he speaks, I taught him to spin around in a circle. I would love to see your bird. I would love to see your bird. Wow, stop and smile. That's amazing. Birds are really magnificent creatures. All you got to do is observe them. Watch them. Look at their pattern. Look how they walk. When they walk, they move their neck with their feet. They're always looking around. They're very alert. They will flut off quick with the quickness. They'll make you aware of danger. They'll make sounds. And when they flap in a tree, they'll sing. Because they're letting you know everything is okay. I'm going to sing for you. I love to hear them sing. Sometimes when I'm sitting out in the backyard, it's so quiet. I say, it's too quiet. And then all of a sudden I hear tweety, 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 tweety. And I'm like, oh, sounds so beautiful. They have the perfect pitch when they sing. And it's like a throttle comes up in their throat and they sing. And one makes this sound and the other one makes that sound and the dove makes this sound. And if you listen closely, it's a beat between all the birds. Like tweet, 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 twaddle, twaddle, waddle, 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 tweet, tweet. I said, wow, I hear it. It's a music thing. It's a bird orchestra. It sounds amazing. You have to listen real close. And it's like they're singing a song and they're all in it together. It's beautiful. And I'm just fascinated with birds. I love them. I got so much bird seed out there in that shed. I can't wait till it get cold again. I'm going to fill them up. I'm going to have probably about 4 or 5 bird feeders out there this year. But my mom said we don't want to do it during the summer because it draws snakes. Snakes eat birds. And I've killed about 2 snakes, 2 water moccasins. My neighbor killed a copperhead. They were small. And it's one as long as my body. He was black with a white belly. He crawled across the yard and went down the street. But I tell you what, one day I'm going to go back there and I'm going to film the gooselings. We got some gooselings that's roosting in our backyard. I'm so happy. They don't like it, but I do. This is a safe haven. This is their sanctuary. So I say, well, I guess they feel safe here. And the deer, I haven't seen the white deer, but the regular gray deer, they're there. They have like a little den right behind our house on the other side of the fence. Because the brush is thick and it's a creek right there. And that's clear water. We got turtles. I've seen the big frogs, the bullfrogs, the little teeny weeny frogs. And the neighbor across the street had a turtle bigger than my head. Big turtle. He was greenish looking, greenish and brown. And he was a snapping turtle. Because they had like the little pointed lip. I said, oh, that's a snapping turtle. He probably got washed up because we had so much rain last week. He got washed up all the way across the street. So the neighbor, he brought it and put it back behind the house where I used to go walking at. And it's a creek. He put it down in the creek. I used to go walking in the woods a lot, but Eric told me stop walking in the woods by myself. I was doing videos in the woods. But people say they've seen snakes back there, so they told me don't. And I know where the deer are, but I'm not telling nobody because I don't want nobody to bother them. They feel safe right there. And I don't want nobody to know where they are because that's their sanctuary. And people go back there and go fishing. And when they ask me, have I seen the deer, and I tell them no. I don't mean to lie, but I want them to leave them alone. Leave the deer alone. We got a possum, a raccoon living back there. One living up under the shed. I'm not telling nobody. Leave them alone. This is their sanctuary. My mom's yard is their sanctuary. And I'm going to take care of them as long as I'm alive. They're going to eat good all summer. All of them. I buy shrimp, crawfish. The raccoons eat. Since I don't have the birds and the bird seed, I still have bird seeds. I still throw some out there for the deer. And they like lettuce and they like cabbage. And what else I gave them? I gave them some zucchini. And guess what else? You know what? I got to get some more videos. I need to go back out there in the backyard. We got rabbits. Wow. I said, we got a little zoo back here in the backyard. I love the little gooselings with their little babies. And sometimes they walk and they have a baby sitting on their back while they're walking. And you know, they wobble. So sometimes when they walk past the yard, I wobble with them. And we wobble across the yard. And my mom said, girl, you weird. I said, I know. I'm an animal lover. I can't help it. And my mom said, are you communicating with those geese? I said, yeah. I'm telling them that it's okay. You can pass through. You're okay. You're safe here. That's what I'm letting them know. I'm sending that message. And I'm letting the deer know it's okay. You're safe. Stay where you are. You're fine. But I don't really want to welcome the fox because the fox will steal their babies. The fox will try to take the baby deer. They'll take the baby ducks, the baby gooselings. The fox, they would kill other animals so they could eat. I just don't want them to do it here. If they go up the street or across town, that's fine, but not here. I don't want them to bring harm to the other animals. Oh, okay. Oh, wow, my thing stopped. You prefer the company of animals more than humans? Of course. Raccoons too? Yes. I told you, I got to get back there and video the raccoons. They come up with food and they go in the creek and watch their food. And then I like their little hands. They got them little, like they creepy. They eat the little small minnows, fish that be in the creek. Oh, the frogs sometimes at night, you know that sound they make? Like onk, 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 all night long. And I open my window and I'm like, shut up. They'll stop for a minute, then they'll start back. So I said, now, I got to get some sleep. Those are not ducks, onking. Those are them big bullfrogs. So I go out the back door, and I start throwing bricks. And after I throw a few bricks, they get quiet. Because they are loud. Bullfrogs are loud. And I don't think the fox goes after them because they probably don't taste good. But if they keep making noise, they'll draw the fox to it where the baby gooselings are and the baby deer. And some of these deers are freshly born. They got these little spots, and they're very tiny. And I know exactly where they are, and I'm not telling because I want them to live to grow up. Really, he's eaten two of the previous ones. You have a fox that comes through the garden. Eat the rabbits. That's why I'm going to buy some stuff to run fox away because I don't want him to eat these baby rabbits because I got a whole lot of baby rabbits back here. And my neighbor up the street, she got chickens and little chicks. And my neighbor up the street, James, he got chickens and little chicks. And I said, I got something I'm going to buy y'all. And when I get it, I'm going to get a big bag and I'm going to give her some and him some to put all the way around the fence. It'll keep the foxes out. These foxes, the game warden told us that they have rabies. Don't let them near your animals and don't let them near your dogs. Because if they bite them, they'll give them rabies. Sometimes they get you to the hospital. You have a series of 15 shots you have to take. The dogs too, the animals too. And sometimes the bacteria that comes from the rabies from the foxes, it can cause you to have problems later on in life when it get in your bloodstream. sometimes people develop stuff like lupus. Um, it's another disease he told me. I forgot. It'll start messing with your muscles. I forgot what he told me. I can't remember. But you don't want to get bit by a fox. And they will bite you. And you have to get shots for rabies. Just like if a dog bites you. He has already eaten 2 previous ones. 15. He's eaten 15 frogs. Or 15 rabbits. Now, rabbits have a lot of babies. They have a lot of babies. If he's eating 15 babies, rabbits, he's feeding his family, and he's feeding other foxes. And that mother is losing her babies. And I don't think animals have the emotions that we do, but I do think they understand when they've lost a baby to another animal that's been eaten. Oh, that's not good at all. That's not good. That's not good. But we got a lot of animals back there. But I don't tell people where they are because people go messing with them, and they make them curious, and other people are noticing. And then sometimes at night, I think people go and look for those little animals so they can use them for food, especially people that are not from America. They hunt. They're not supposed to, but they do. They hunt the geese. They hunt the rabbits, the deer. I don't think they mess with the possums or the raccoons, because they kind of lay low. They come out like at night. But the deer walk in the broad daylight, early morning. And the rabbits mostly come out early in the morning and over in the night. I haven't seen the hawks lately because all the animals are laying low. But one time we had a backyard full of hawks, big silver-winged hawks. They would not leave. They just hung around here for about a month. Finally, when they couldn't find nothing else to eat, they left. All the squirrels hid. Everything was in hiding because of these hawks. Then they're coming out to play. The the cat's away. 15 shots. Yeah. Here, if you get bitten by a raccoon or a dog, you get 15 shots. My grandson got bitten by a dog about 3 years ago. He had to get a series of 15 shots. I had to take him to go get him. And the neighbor up the street got bitten by a fox. He had to go get a series of 15 shots. You didn't get them all at one time. You got them every week. Every week. It was all in one package. So if your insurance didn't pay, you pay like $1,000. And then they'll let you make payments. But you have to get those shots. Because if you don't, the health department will be in touch with you. Because they'll tell you, okay, if you don't get the shots, then you're going to become a contaminant. And you may spread it by touching other people. Or if you scratch somebody else, you're going to give somebody else. And then you may die. So that's something you don't want to play with, is rabies. It's a deadly disease here in America. It's like the black fever, or what's another disease like rabies? It makes you foam at the mouth. Dogs, humans, it will interfere with your muscles. It will paralyze you. You have to get those shots. And that's the only animal that I welcome them, but I don't welcome them. Because they attack people. And a lot of the animals, they don't attack people. But the fox will attack you, your dog, anything, anybody. They're vicious. And I don't know what has made foxes like that, but they're like that here in this part of the country. And they're trying to nest back there. But I won't allow it. I'm going to put some stuff down that's going to run the foxes away. And I've let the police know that foxes are trying to den back there. And he said they don't want foxes back there because they're going to build houses back there, and the foxes got to go. And some of the people that's going to move in those houses probably got pets. And a lot of American people got pets. And that's one thing I can say about American people. They love their pets. They have dogs, cats, birds, fish, parrots. Some parts of Florida, they got pet monkeys. I heard they got pet alligators. But they say if the police find out, they're going to take the animals and put them in the zoo because you can't tame those. They won't let them have wolves. People used to try to have wolves. My daddy raised a couple of wolves mixed with dog, but the army came and took them because he told my dad, you can't have, my dad said, no, these are German Shepherds. And the man said, Mr. King, you know these dogs are mixed with wolves. My dad bought them like that from a breeder because he loved those kind of dogs. He was in the army, so he loves German Shepherds, canines. Some of them are mixed with wolf. They got that keen sense of smell, and they can hear miles away, and they can pick up a scent quick. My daddy loved those kind of dogs. He used to raise them from puppies. I think we got a picture of one, but I don't want to wake my mom up. But the next time, I'm going to take a picture of one of our German Shepherds we had. My dad raised them. And he was a military police one time and an armor mechanic. So they would bring his dogs, their dogs from puppies. And my dad would walk and train them and stuff. But now they put them in what you call these animal training schools. But my dad was pretty good with training dogs like that. German Shepherds, they were his favorites. But some of these envious quote-unquote neighbors was complaining. You said need 15 shots if bitten. Yeah, if you get bitten by a dog or a rabbit, raccoon, or a rabbit fox. That's the state law here. It's a series. You don't get them all at one time. But you have to get as many as 15 types of shots. And what they do, they're boosting your immune system against the rabies, the deadly virus that comes from being bitten. If another human bites you in America, you got to go get those shots. We don't know what's in these teeth. Some people's teeth are vampire sharp. They will bite a plug out of you. A human is a type of warm-blooded animal. We're just called humans. But we have teeth. We bite. And some humans get crazy and bite another human. Maybe they have a fight or a misunderstanding. But if somebody bites you, maybe they just playing and they bite you, you need to go get it checked out. Really, you know. Everybody wants to stay safe. Everybody wants to stay healthy. So sometimes things happen accidentally. But we were talking about the animals. Here in this country, when you're bitten by an animal and you think it's rabbit, even if it's not, they always take you to the emergency room at a hospital and they check you out. They do blood work and they'll let you know you've been infected. Or no, you're okay. You have not been infected. But we're going to give you these shots to make sure, just in case something got in your bloodstream. Because later on down the line, years later, you might start developing muscle spasms. Or you might develop lupus or cerebral palsy. Your muscles might stop working. You never know. So it's best to treat the virus. But anyway, hopefully the foxes won't roost back there. I don't want them to. I like all the animals and I like foxes too. But I really don't want them to roost back there because they eat the other animals. As long as they don't eat the other animals, it's okay. So I don't care too much for the foxes. I got 10 thumbs up, y'all. Wow, that's amazing. Stop and smile. How have you been? And how's life treating you? It has been a minute. And I'm glad you was able to come by. Yeah. And it's going on 3. I'll be here at about 3. Yeah. Let's see, that'll be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That'll be 8 in Nigeria and London. It'll be 10 in Kenya. It's probably 11, 12, be about 1 o'clock in India and Pakistan. That'll be about 1 o'clock in the morning. And I know being a Tuesday, you all be ready to go to bed. I have to get up at 10 o'clock, go to work tonight. So I got the rest of my day. I ate leftover spaghetti for lunch. Thank you, Miss Ruby Gems. But I made some Chinese fried rice and broccoli for dinner. But I didn't make it. I'm not gonna lie. I bought it. I cooked the broccoli fresh, but the Chinese fried rice, you know how you buy it in a bag and then you boil it and then you pour it out and it looks like real Chinese fried rice? Yeah. But it's okay. It tastes okay. I love fresh broccoli. I like that. That's the only thing I'm afraid of is the foxes. But they're very pretty. They're very beautiful. I like the color. And they make that little yapping, yak, 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 like that laughing sound. And a couple of years ago, I seen a red fox. And they're usually not in the state of North Carolina. They're usually like out west. But somehow, some of them has worked their way up to North Carolina. And from what I hear, they're working their way up from the mountains. Tennessee mountains. Coming, and they just passing through. But one thing I did hear about North Carolina mountains, they spotted some little black bears up in the mountains. So if I go camping, I will not be going to the mountains. I mean, we can sleep inside, but I like to walk the trail. And sometimes I like to, and my godson likes to fish. And sometimes we just like to hang around outside in the campground. And you know how you go walking around, walk the trail? They have waterfalls, but with black bear on the loose. And I don't want to just sit in one spot when I go to the campground. I want to move around. I want to walk around the lake. We have a lot of foxes in London. Really? In London? They come out at night? Wow. Okay. Okay. They like city life too, I guess. Long time ago, foxes used to always stay back up in the woods, in the forest. Now they come out in the city. Sometimes we sit outside at night when it's nice and cool, and we'll see a raccoon come out of the manhole. These little manholes in the ground where water runs down when it rains, a raccoon will come out. And I said, I bet he has traveled for miles in that tunnel. He has found his way out. Now he's got to find his way back home. Poor thing. But they go in that creek because we got them little small minnows fish, got crawfish back there, frogs. I haven't seen anything else. Sometimes it'd be like little small catfish, and they'll eat them. And when they get good and full, they go back in the manhole as if they know their way back. But I think it's one living up under the shed because I seen some little paws sticking out this morning when I was getting ready to cut the grass. I said, oh. And then it snatched it back. And there was those little small fingers. I said, them raccoon fingers. Them not possum fingers. Them was raccoon. Because raccoons got them little sneaky fingers when they snatch stuff and they steal and they run. And then they go watch it and then they eat it. And they sit there and then they lick their fingers like they're human. And then they go and wash their food. And then they drink the same water they wash their... Ugh. Those are animals, though. But I like to see them when they wash their food. They eat cookies. Raccoons eat cookies. I've thrown cookies out there and all the cookies was gone the next day. They like wieners. They love all kinds of seafood, fish, shrimp, crawfish. But they eat cookies. Wow. I'm not sure what the possums eat, but I know when I throw out a lot of old lettuce and cabbage down there for the deer, I think the possums eat. Because they come out at night, and they be over there on that little street. And they have their babies all along beside them. But it seems like the possum, when a raccoon come out, the possum will cross all the way over on the other side. They don't communicate. And I watch them, and I like, they giving each other space. We don't have skunks on this side of town, but going down towards Charlotte, there's a lot of thick woods. In a campground, you got skunks. And the reason why I know, because you can smell a smell going down the highway sometime, and it's the most horrible smell you ever want to. It'll choke you. You have to, or you be like, oh, what the world? And you have to roll your windows up, cut the air on, and get like 5 miles past it. You can see the remaining, what's left of it on the side of the road. And you can see the black and white. They got beautiful fur, but the smell is horrendous. Oh my God. How could anything? And guess what was eating it? Buzzards. They have vultures out west, and up here on the East Coast, we have buzzards. And if anything eats a skunk, evidently they don't smell the odor because they was eating what was left of it. We had skunks in upstate New York. They do. They really stink. Now, going down towards the woods, you got skunks, but they don't come up in the communities much. And when they do come out, they come out mostly at night. They won't hardly come out during the day because skunks get ran over a lot. They don't know how to get out of the street. And I think we got more squirrels and chipmunks than skunks. But there are skunks because I've seen them laying on the side of the road. And that smell was the most, oh my goodness. It was just horrible smelling that smell. And I know what they smell like. And they say the only thing that can get that smell off is tomato juice. I don't know. But I think when my uncle and them got sprayed one time, I think Grandma took them out down in the woods and she poured kerosene all over them. And then after she rinsed them off with water, she put tomato juice, some kind of tomato paste or something, all over them. This hair, skin, nails, all over from head to toe. And they had to sit in tomato paste. It had to be tomatoes. And then the next day, she went back there, and you know, they put them in these homemade tents made of rags. And the next day, she went and got them and brought them back. You couldn't even tell they had been sprayed by skunks. And back then, they used to come up in your gardens and stuff. And when the farmers tried to run them off, they would spray them. So my uncle and them didn't have no choice. They had to run them because they were farming back then. They were farming. And my grandpa used to raise his own chickens. People had to figure out a way to eat back then. They had to take corn and learn how to make their own cornmeal, flour. I had to learn how to eat what type of mushrooms to eat. Certain roots in the woods you can dig up and make a tea, and it was good for fever. People had to learn how to survive back then. Certain people weren't able to go to the grocery store and buy anything. You either get it out of the woods or somebody gave it to you. So, and sometimes people would be nice and give the people back then clothes, materials, so they can make clothes and shoes. But God always provide, because there was plenty of deer, rabbit. Back then, everybody ate raccoon meat. They ate possum, they ate deer, they ate rabbit. And it was wild chickens. Yeah. And I remember I had an uncle named, his name was James. We call him Inky. Uncle Inky. He's a little short man. He used to catch pigeons. He built a little house for him. And he had like 8 holes and had pigeons in his backyard. And they come there and roost. He go in there, get the eggs and cook them. And every now and then, he'll see about 2 or 3 in there. He'll trap them. He'd take that little part of the house down in the house. And then I forgot what he did. But anyway, when he came outside, he was plucking the fur. I guess he broke their neck or whatever. And he would have 2 or 3. And then he would pluck the... He was plucking the feathers off of them. Then he dipped them down in hot water. And then the feathers just came off. He would cut the head off and the feet. And next thing you know, them pigeons was in the pot. And he had so many of them. So he had chicken every day. He didn't have to go to the grocery store for no meat. And him and my dad said, well, we're going to eat squirrel and rabbit today. They go hunt and come back with a whole line full of squirrels and rabbit. They had to find a way to eat. And we had to eat too. But I'm glad my grandma learned how to make dried corn and dried it and grind it up and made flour and cornmeal where they could make bread. I'm glad they learned how to do that. And they would actually use the grease from chicken after they fried. They use that grease to cook a lot of other stuff. And sometimes they would just put a little water in the pan and the chicken would make grease. And it made so much grease. And the cabbage, you put just a little water in it and season it. Cabbage make its own water. And they used to put food on and walk away and let it cook. And I'm like, it's going to burn. My grandma said, no, it makes its own water. I didn't realize that stuff. I learned a lot growing up watching my grandparents and my uncles. They were Indians. They were smart people. They know how to live off the land. Wow, they were where's Bethany? She hasn't been here in a couple of days. I guess I might have to do a live probably Wednesday. I will do one Saturday and Sunday because I got to try to catch up with Bethany and let her know. Just hold on to that Indian dress. I'll have to get it later. Maybe another time. Just hold on to it. So, because you never know. You never know. I think everybody's gone there, Ruby Gems. And it's about 3 o'clock. And I've been on here a whole hour. I think everybody's gone. Yeah, we down to 1 person. We had 10 thumbs up, though. We had 10 people today. Yay! That was pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you're still here. Let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's almost 8 o'clock over there. And almost 8 in Nigeria. It's about 10 o'clock in Nairobi, in Kenya, where Gracie is. Kay is in London too, I think. I think Kay is in London. And Game and all them, they're in India. They're probably gone. Some of them are gone to bed. It's like 12 or 1 o'clock over there where they are. Because when I used to do 3 and 4, he'd say, it's 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, no, go to bed. I'll do it a little earlier so y'all can come in, stay for a few, and then they can go to bed. So I'm going to try to work with everybody. But I kind of want to look at Mr. Bean. I want to look at Mr. Bean tonight. That's what I want to do. Ruby, what did you have for dinner today? I had leftover spaghetti, but I'm going to eat broccoli and chicken fried rice. But I'm going to wait because I just had spaghetti about 12. So I want to wait a little bit. That spaghetti is good. Homemade spaghetti. Yeah. Okay, you had leftover too? Okay. It was good. And I still got so much of it left. left over. So I said, well, I'll just heat up a little noodles and put some sauce on it. It was so good. And I had a little salad. Got a little lettuce, tomato, and cucumber, and a little cut up purple cabbage put in it. And I sprinkled a little ricotta cheese on it. And put some Italian dressing. You know I'm Italian. It was delicious. And I was watching the videos and I was eating and I'm like, I know I didn't just eat all that food just that fast. It's not good to eat and watch TV because you'll eat a whole lot and don't even realize because you're eating and I ate a whole big bowl of spaghetti. I wasn't intending on eating that much, but I ate the whole thing. I ate the whole thing. I can't help it. I can't help it. I just like to eat. You got pizza for tomorrow? Oh, good for you. Don't give me no ideas. Now, you know how I order me a big Supreme. Don't give me no ideas. Nanny. Hi, Shatanya. Hi. It's about 3 o'clock. And I'm thinking about, I was going to try to stay to 4, but it's not that many people coming in. And I'll get a chance to relax a little bit before Mom wake up. Because we're trying to feed her now between 4 and 5. Because when I feed her like 6, she's restless. She can't sleep. So we're going to start feeding her a little early. That's what the doctor told us. Give her food time to digest. And then I can go sit outside with her for a little bit. And maybe walk her up to the end of the road and back. And then I lay down at 6. And she watches the news. And then at 7, she'll go to sleep. And I go to sleep. By 7, I'm asleep. By 9:30, I'm up. By 10 o'clock, I'm leaving, going to work. So, by 11 o'clock, I'm at work. By 10:30, I'm there because I have to count the medicines. And I have to check on everybody. And I have to get like a report from the caregiver. Make sure everything's intact before they leave. So they won't leave a mess for me to claim because I'm checking all the rooms. I'm checking the beds, make sure nobody's had an accident because we're going to clean it up together. Miss Ruby's not cleaning up your mess. And making sure the kitchen is clean, food is straight in the refrigerator, trash is out, the bathrooms are clean. I make sure all of that because you're not leaving me your mess. Not going to happen. So it's just a routine thing we do with this kind of work. And you have to keep this place clean because you got to keep germs down. Because people that are autistic, they get sick easy. Because they don't really know how to communicate and tell you they're sick. You got to watch for the signs. Some are verbal, some are nonverbal. Some don't even walk. And I don't do no lifting. We have men to do that. And if you fall out of your wheelchair, 911 is coming. Because my back is not made for that. Not at my age. So we have to take care of ourselves as well as our patients. And that's a lot of responsibility. Because while you're there, you're the supervisor. You're their supervisor. You're supervising them for their regular, everyday activities during the night. And if they get up and can't sleep, then you can go in your medicine cabinet, get out some sleeping pills, and help them sleep. But you got to read the chart, read doctor's order, and make sure it's okay. If you're not sure, you got to get on that phone and start calling to whoever's taking the doctor's call and say, is it okay if I give them a certain amount of milligrams so they can sleep? It's a lot of responsibility. But I've been doing it so many years, I'm used to it. But I always check and double check. I don't take life for granted. No, if it's too easy, it's too easy. Always be aware. Always be extra cautious. And like I told everybody, always be kind. No matter how angry they make you. Smile and be kind. Thank you, Ruby Gems. Thank you. I think I got my calling. Because if I wasn't taking care of people, I'd probably be working in a vet office taking care of animals. And I would be loving that. Oh, I would be loving it. I probably have so many animals in my house and in my backyard and in the shed for people bringing in animals. I would probably be taking care of them. Thank you. Thank you. But you know what? I'm going to end the live because there's not too many people coming in now. And you know what? I'm going to try to do this tomorrow again. And I'm gonna see. I'm going to challenge myself, Ruby. You miss working in the special needs camp in New York? Oh, okay. And they still have that going on up there in New York, too. They still have that. They have the special needs schools here in Greensboro. And sometimes I go do volunteer work. But they'll send me an email and ask me, am I available? And I'm like, yeah. So what they want you to do is when you go to different food banks, bring the food there. And then maybe take one or two of them, put them in my car, and take them to a park. So they can swing. And these are adults, but they act like children. They can swing, they can play. I don't take them out on the water because I don't trust that too much. But I let them walk around. I take them in the zoo. And they give you like a card to tap, and it pays for everything for them. And I take them walking in the mall. They love that stuff. They love it. Sometimes I'll get bold and bring about 4. But most of the time I try to take 2 so I can kind of keep up with them. You know. You do apologize. You had to take a telephone call from me. Of course. No problem, Eric. It's okay. It's okay. She's gorgeous, but she also a queen. Oh, okay. But it's okay if you got to talk to aunt, cousin. It's okay. It's okay. And it's good that they're still around, still alive. Love your family while you got them. Because everybody's slipping away from us. You get a chance to say you love them, hug them, do so. Because everybody's slipping away. It's like death is walking, stalking. And I cried out to my God, Jehovah, and I told him, no more. Please don't let any more die. I can't do this. This is too much on me. And so far, nobody's died in 7 years. Ooh. And let me not talk it up. Because I couldn't take it anymore. I couldn't do it. It was too much for me to handle. Too much. And now I know what it's like to live in a world without a companion, because 2 are better than 1. But while you're grieving, you need that time alone. You need to just be by yourself. And now that I've learned how to be alone, I kind of like being alone. I like my me time. That's why I know I'm going to do fine out there in my little house. And that's why I'll be doing all my lives in my own little house. I named her Jada Baby. And I got to get the plaque made to put on the back of it. Jada Baby. But please be respected. If you're under 18, leave off the channel. Thank you, Eric. Thank you. Thank you. I want to put up on it. The next door neighbor, I think they said they're going to sell their house. And I told her, if a lot of men move in there, I'm going to put on my house, no trespassing. I'm going to have a hardware store put a wood fence, not a 6-foot, but an 8-foot wood fence across there. And on my side of the fence, I'm going to put on there, please don't bother me. I used to be a man. I told my mom that, and she said, girl, you are crazy. I said, Mama, if I say that, then they won't bother me. She said, don't do that. Well, sometimes it works. I told this man, I said, you don't want to talk to me. He said, why? I said, because I used to be a man. He looked at me like, everybody in the store started laughing. I said, I used to be a man. You don't want to talk to me. That man didn't even finish paying for his grocery. He was so disgusted with me. He just walked out of the store and left everything. And the cashier was like, what did you say to him? I said, I told him I used to be a man. Because he kept trying to talk to me. He wanted my number and stuff. I said, sir, you don't bother with me because I used to be a man. He left me alone, too. That's right, Reuben the man. But I kept trying to tell him, sir, I don't talk to guys. I don't date. Oh, you don't want to give me your number. You want to think you all that. He just kept right on. And I said, sir, you don't want to bother me because I used to be a man. That did it right there. It stopped him dead in his tracks. He left his food, his thoughts, everything perished because he went out the door. And I said, now, I got some peace. But everybody that was in the line behind us was still laughing. And they were like, lady, are you serious? I said, I will not answer that question on the ground that it might incriminate me. But I kind of had fun doing that. But I just wanted him to stop pestering me. Leave me be, you know. And it goes further than that. It's my beliefs. We don't believe in that. We don't date unless we're contemplating marriage. And right now with this system, nah, I don't think so. I think I'm going to enjoy my single life, my widow life. I'm going to just sit back and enjoy it and be at peace and keep my peace. Keep my good vibes, my good positive energy, and my YouTube chat. I'm going to stay just like that. And I got a man that comes on my chat every time I go live and bring us roses. And that's Captain. Yeah, Captain bring us roses. So I'm happy. I'm good. There's too many narcissists out here too. There's the roses, Ruby Gems. There are the roses. Aren't they beautiful? Like yesterday, just imagine a whole 12 dozen of roses. Wow. And every time I say that, it's like I can smell roses. We want to welcome everybody to the channel. This new one big happy family. It is. It really is. We are one big happy family. Yes, we are. Yes, and we care about each other. And you know, sometimes some of them, they come in, they share they little stuff like about their birds and what was game? They taught their bird how to talk, and what I need to do is get out there and film some of the rabbits. Try to catch the video of the deer and of the raccoon. I caught the gooselings the other day. But see, I'm not out there much because I'm outside in my little house. I'm trying to fix it up and make it look cozy. So I've been pretty busy. And I'm washing up clothes and getting rid of the winter and separating the summer so I can pack up the winter and put them up in boxes and cases in storage. Because this closet is practically empty. I've already taken, and I'm taking everything out of this room except for the dressers that belong here. I'm going to leave the fridge, the bed, and the fireplace. Everything else goes. My TV goes. Everything goes. All this little stuff right here, this can go in the box and in storage. It's not, it looks like a lot, but it's not. Because you have boxes that you can box up everything and stack it up in your storage. And it's out of the way, and you can go in and get it when you need it, or I can go in and give it away. So it doesn't matter. Thank you for the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful roses. I've been on here 79 minutes, according to the YouTube thing. For me, the regular time would be an hour and 13 minutes, and they counted as 79. That's almost 80 minutes. What is that? That's count as an hour and almost an hour and a half. Oh, that's about right. An hour and a half. That's counting in minutes. So 60 minutes plus 28 minutes, 29 minutes. Yeah. That's about right. An hour and a half. Where my time is, I started about 2, and it's 3:14, so that's about an hour and 15 minutes. But YouTube is an hour and 30 minutes. I feel like I cut my finger, and I didn't even know I cut it. I must have did it when I was chopping up the broccoli. I bought the whole bunch, fresh broccoli, and you just steam it. Oh, it's so delicious like that. And just pour a little that creamy mayonnaise, holiday sauce over it, like you do asparagus. Just pour just a little and just cut it and just eat a piece of broccoli. It's delicious. Sometimes just plain broccoli with a little melted butter on it. Sometimes I like to squeeze a little lime juice on it. Just give it a unique taste. It's delicious. I love broccoli too. I love broccoli. But there's nothing like corn. I love stewed corn with sliced tomatoes. It'll make me hurt myself. I can eat a whole pot of just plain old stewed corn with the juices from the corn cob. Once you slice the corn off and then you scrape the juices out the corn cob. And y'all, I got a secret. I'm going to tell you what my grandpa and my dad used to do with them corn cobs. They had what you call, this is down in South Carolina. You know that's where my folks is from, South Carolina. That's why I'm so country. They go back down in the woods. And here go me sneaking and peeping. And I used to can walk in the woods barefooted. Because I was just like a little animal in the woods. I knew all the little paths, the creeks. And when the deer drank out the water, I felt like it was clean enough for me to drink. I drank it too. And guess what? I'm still alive. Because I feel like deer drink clean water. And they do. Somebody said deer only drink clean water. But anyway, I will wet my feet in the creek after I drink something so I can walk softly. And when I step on a twig, they could barely hear. They went to their little still. They had these big old glass jars like this. And I seen Grandpa and my papa put corn cobs down in them. And then this big old machine with all these coils going around like that. And fire up on it. And I'm like, what in the world is Papa doing? And then I seen this clear liquid going in this jar. And then I seen him pour some and take a sip like, boy, that's good stuff. And I said, what? I didn't know back then. I didn't have a clue. But now I know. But it would be in these big old jars, and they had corn cobs in it. So when company come around, and my dad set one of them jars on the table, my mom said, y'all kids go play. Y'all cheering, go cheering. We were cheering. Y'all cheering, go play. Y'all going up yonder. Going up yonder. Y'all go play. Then you hear the music. I had no idea what was going on, but now I know. And I said they was feeling good. And nobody didn't have to go to the grocery store to buy nothing. They had it all right there. They was living off the land. But they called it locust beer, homemade wine, and moonshine. Folks know how to live when they want to, don't they? Especially when they way back up in the woods. And it would be so cool up in the woods. And the mosquitoes back then, they weren't like they are now. You can go up in the woods back then, take your blanket and put some sticks, make you a little homemade tent, and we would sit up under there and play with our baby doll. It was so cool because it was hot. And you know, we didn't have fans and stuff back then. We just had a house. And it was a lot of land, creeks, and wood stoves in the winter. And during the summer, my pop would take the wood stove and set it outside. And Mama would cook. And we ate. And at night, we opened up the window. And when you live back up in the woods and you open your window, don't nothing come in but cool breeze. The best cool breeze. Help you sleep so good. And if a mosquito or a spider or something did try to come in and my daddy kill it, He would take his own homemade fishing net and just tack it over the window and left that window open so that cool breeze can flow through the house. And I remember waking up some mornings and go to the front of the house. The door was still open, and Papa had the screen door, and he just had a hook, and he left the door open and just the screen door, and cause he said he wanted the cool breeze to come through the house, and we slept with our screen doors open all night, with the door open, just the screen door hook, front and the back. Nobody bothered us. But you can't do that now. You got to double bolt your doors, deadbolt, double bolt, and maybe sleep with your gun on your pillow. It's terrible out here, and this world is gone from bad to worse. You can't do that. Moonshine. My pop told me, I used to try to ask him what was there. He said, don't worry about it. Mind your own business. Stay in the child's place. And I said to myself, no, my place is in your place, because I'm going to find out what y'all cooking back up in there. I want to know what that is, that white liquid, that liquid is. So I'm going to sneak my little behind back up in the woods one day, me and my brother, and we're going to taste us some of that liquid. And we tasted it. And when we came out of the woods, we were singing. We was doing a jig. My brother gathered some sticks and started playing a fake guitar. Then we shared some with all the other kids. And we was flipping and jumping up and running and climbing on top of the houses. And all of a sudden my granddad said, what in the world's wrong with these youngers? First thing my big mouth brother said, she gave it to us. I said, I gave y'all nothing. We've been drinking water at the creek. And my daddy said, you gonna get a whipping. I said, if you catch me. And my dad said, I know what's wrong with them. They drunk. I got a whipping too. But I'm telling you, that was the best time of my life I ever had. I'll never forget that day. I ain't felt no pain. And for years later, I didn't feel nothing but that whipping I got. I ain't felt no pain or nothing till I got grown. I'll never forget that. If my brother Lily was alive, he would tell you. I showed him where we can go get some joy juice. That was fun back then in them days though. But I was just curious about everything grown-ups used to do. And I had to find out. I had to know. Don't try to spell. Don't try to spell words out so I can't hear. When each letter you spell out, I write it down in the dirt. I said, ooh, they talking about nasty stuff. Or they talking about babies. Or they gossiping about the neighbor. They were like, so-and-so was going with H-U-S-B-A-N-D. And I'm like, huh? H-U-S-B-A-N-D. Ooh, so-and-so was going with so-and-so's husband. Ooh. I had to know. I had to know. I was one sneaky child. And then I started noticing the squirrels, the birds, the deer would sit around me when I had my feet in the creek. They would come around me, and I was a little girl. And they act like they weren't afraid of me. And I've actually had rabbits that come up to me and just lay down beside me. That got me started right then of loving animals. I think I was about 5 or 6 years old. And I would go down in the woods so often that the rabbits got to the point where they would sit on my legs. I remember drinking baby sham when you was 12. I was 12 at a wedding. Oh boy, I got in trouble. I know. We were too young for that alcohol, but it was an experience. And actually, I still remember how good I felt. I felt like I could fly. I probably thought I could fly. I'm glad I didn't go jump off in that deep water creek. I know what part was deep. But my brother went up on top of the house and he was getting ready to jump down. And my uncle went up there and got him. And nobody got a whooping but me. My daddy just went and got a switch. and gave me a couple of licks across my back, and I screamed and cried out to God that he's killing me. He's killing me. God is killing me. My dad trying to kill me. You gonna let him kill me? And my dad was laughing so hard he couldn't hit me but about 4 or 5 times. But that was enough. Because I told God he was killing me. He's trying to kill me. So God made him stop hitting me. I know. I was terrible when I was a child. I think I was more curious. I was just curious. And sometimes my mom and dad couldn't do nothing but just laugh and just look at me and shake their head and laugh like, what's going to become of her? What's going to become of her? And I said, I'll be okay. My grandma used to say, she going to be all right. She going to be just fine. She just loves animals and she's curious. And my grandpa said, I don't think she's going to be a drinker. I said, no, sir, because I got a headache. I had a real bad headache the next day. All of us, even the neighbors' kids, everybody had a headache. And it lasted for about 3 days, and we couldn't eat. So my grandma gave us some goat milk, and she put a raw egg in it and some cayenne pepper and something else. And she made us drink, and it was... First it came back up, and then it went down. But she said she had to put something in our stomach to settle it. And she said, dang, how much of that stuff did y'all drink? And nobody wouldn't tell you. I said, y'all better not. Everybody gonna get a whip of y'all. I can't remember how much we drank, but we drank enough to give us a hangover the next day. And we were little kids, runts. My uncle used to call us runts. You little runt. Y'all better stay out of that stuff. Go play. Y'all cheering. And I used to turn around and say, we call it cheering. I'm not a cheering. I'm a child. People don't say that no more, cheering. They don't say, y'all going up yonder. Up yonder where? What are you talking about? Even as a little child, I didn't understand that South Carolina talk. Cheering. Yonder. I miss old Pawpaw. I miss my Uncle Inky. My Uncle Inky used to always take up for me too. Oh, leave her alone. She's just growing up. She's just a little old gal. Run on down in the woods and play gal. I said, yes, sir. I run on down in the woods. He saved me from a lot of whippings. A whole lot of whippings. That was my Uncle Inky. That was my dad's oldest brother. He never did have any children, but he didn't believe in spanking children or whipping children. He didn't believe in that. And every time my dad would get ready to spank us or punish us, my Uncle Inky said, oh, leave him alone. They just cheering. He saved us every time. I loved Uncle Inky. And he lived to be about 90 years old. And he was living in a house somewhere up here in the city. And he was cooking some pigeons. And they fell asleep. And the house caught on fire. And the house burned up. And they got him out of there, but he died from the smoke inhalation. And they couldn't save him. Uncle Inky was gone. Yeah, I hate that happened. Yeah, poor Uncle Inky. He was my favorite, too. He was a little short, dark, curly-haired man. Real short, and always doing something. Worked on tractors, cars, people's trucks. He stayed busy. Little Uncle Inky. I still remember him, Ruby James. I remember him real good. Yeah, little Uncle Inky. Everybody say, Inky. I say, yep, Inky. My Uncle Inky. I remember them days. Them was the good old days growing up. You know what? If we think about some of the things we did as a child, they weren't so bad. We were learning. We were spared. You know, our parents loved us. And they always made sure we had a meal. And they worked hard back then. They would go to other jobs, clean people's house, work in the fields. They had their own chickens back then. They had their own gardens. You know, we worked hard. People worked hard to raise their families back then. They really took care of us. Yeah. My dad had, what, 8 brothers? I think. Inky, Elwood, Otis. Is that it? Inky, Elwood, Otis. My dad. And there was one more. It was 5 brothers. And he had 5 sisters. This is for all the ladies on the channel. Thank you, Eric. Thank you for the roses. Oh, thank you, Kingsley World. Thank you. See, Doris, Classy, Aula, Ruby, and one more. It was 5 girls and 5 boys. And on my mama's side, it was 8 girls and 2 boys. And my grandma mama and Hippie Hop had 10 girls and 10 boys. Hippie Hop had 10 girls and 10 boys. Mama had 10 girls and 10 boys. And then we had Great Deer, Hunting Bear. And I think all of them had like 10 boys and 10 girls or more. And Grandma said out of her 8 girls and her 2 boys, she still had more children. But she said she gave them away to some of the women in South Carolina that was what you call barren. And her and Papa agreed that since they had so many, when Grandma had a baby, she just... And back then, Grandma said she had her baby in the field. And went on back to work. Sometimes, when she's having more than one, she would go home, lay in the bed, have her baby that night. She lay there for about a day or two. The next 2 days, she had to go back in the field. They were strong women back then, boy. Ain't no way all that pain from one baby. No, you gonna leave me in this bed for about a week. And then when I do get up, I'm going to the bathroom. I ain't going to work on nobody's job for a month after I have a baby. And every time I had one, and my husband, I just come in there and say, I said, don't even think about it. Get out. Me and baby fine, because I was breastfeeding my babies. I made my husband sleep in another room. Don't even look at me. I'm being a mother right now. Go away. We are not made like they were back then. That was the early 1900s. That shoot. Even today, when women have babies, you be in the hospital, what, 2 days, 3? And then you wait, what, 6 weeks before you're allowed to go back to work? Because now, if you go back to work too soon, you can start having female problems, or you can get an infection, and then again, it's cheaper now to just breastfeed the baby for at least 3 months. You don't have to worry about milk. And a lot of women now in America are beginning to do that. We breastfeed at least the first 3 months. With my first one, it was 6 months. For my last 2 girls, it was 3 months. And then I went back to work. But you had to wean them off the breast to the bottle. But you still gave them breast milk because of the breast pumps. And they stayed on breast milk 2 years. Yeah, 2 years. Even sometimes when I be at home, and if my breast got full of milk, I just go ahead and feed my babies. Even if they was a year old, I just feed them. It's a mother's thing. And then we were in the country, so it was no problem. Yeah, I miss those days. They grow up so fast. Next thing you know, they're coming home with their babies. And you're a grandma. Wow. Life is amazing. And then the grandchildren grow up. But every time something happens, you know what? They always say, I'm calling my grandma. I'm calling my grandma. That's so sweet, Eric Kinsey. Thank you for still being here, Kingsley. And my daughter called me a little while ago. And she said, Mama, every time Kari and Ari have something, a problem or issue, they call Grandma. They don't call me. I'm their mother. I said, you don't answer the phone. That's why they call me. That's why they call Grandma. Grandma, can you do this? Grandma, what am I supposed to do when so-so? I said, do the right thing. Just do the right thing. Learn how to save your money, get an Uber to work, and get an Uber home. If it's after 6, I can't come because I'm tired. Before 6, I'll come pick you up, take you to work, or bring you home from work. I don't mind. But going to get them nails done, them toes done, and them lashes, no. Get your own way. I ain't got time for all that. No. I can't sit outside with them while you get beautified. No. That's your time. So I had to steer clear of that. I love you a lot. It's Miss Ruby and the stars and everybody else in here in the family. Thank you, Eric. Thank you. I'm just talking, just making time go by. It's going on 4. I'll be getting Mom ready for her dinner in a little bit. And I'm just watching the crowd and, oh, we got 11 people. 11 thumbs up. Wow. I knew long time ago when I used to do that, I used to look over there to the side. I would have 20, then I would have 30, then it would be 45, and then I'm like, wow, I got 50 thumbs up. I remember we used to do it back in the day, did we, Ruby Gems? They was putting them thumbs up. We was getting a lot of thumbs up. But I know it'll pick back up. It'll pick back up. Because I think once I closed out the view yesterday, I think it said 47 or 57 views. So people did come in and give me a thumbs up. So, I think the other day it was like 97 or 87 or something like that. Because sometimes they'll come in and they'll give you a thumbs up, but they won't come in the chat. They'll just hit the like button and give you credit. And then some people see it later on, and then you'll see where the views increased. So what I'm going to do is come back again tomorrow. How about that? I'm going to keep coming until I can talk to Bethany, let her know she has an outfit for me, but I don't have anywhere for her to send it. Just hold on to it, and God will make a way. He'll make a way, because I might be able to get her to just send it to a post office. And I can pick it up at the post office. And, well, yeah, we'll do it like that in Mecklenburg County. And that's in Charlotte. But I think I'm going to go in here and heat up some stuff for my mom and make some tea. I haven't had my tea today, and I wanted some tea. You hit the thumbs up on your second phone. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate it. Thank you. Office. Office. It's country. He loved the way I say office. Yeah. It's country. You can tell I'm country. Because I still got a whole lot of more stuff to tell y'all about when we was in the country. Way down there in South Carolina. North Carolina is nothing compared to South Carolina. Back down in the woods, in the country. Where you got your steel and you got your, what they call it, the bootlegger joint. It's a little house, and they got like a jukebox. And they still got it to this day. And that little house, they remodeled it, and it's still there. Right at the edge of the lake. And it's on Grandpa's land. He's gone on, but all the cousins and every uncles and aunts, cousins, still there on his land. He owned 100 acres. He still got a lot of farm. He got peaches. And everybody's down there enjoying it. And he's got this lake where it's sand in it. And it's like you're at the beach. And you're on your own Kent folks' land. It's amazing. You can just walk down there and just feel free. Because you're around all your relatives. Everybody know each other. And those are my daddy's people. Now, mama's people is from Seneca. My dad's people is from Charleston, Greenfield, and Batesburg. They call it hog town, hog country. Everybody raises hogs. But when you start getting close down to Greenville and close to, can't think of the name of that, Marion, close to the edge, where grandma and people would come in. They came in on a boat that way from Guyana. My grandma used to say, if you go down there, certain parts of, I think it's Marion or something start with an M in South Carolina, and you look around, you can see parts of old boats, old ships that's been there since the early 1900s, still sitting there on those shores. You can tell the wood is so old and rotted. And if you look on there, you'll see something say 1932 or 1926. That's how old that boat is. Those were some of the boats that brought a lot of people from South America to North America. And one day I'm going to go down there and see it. I just want to see it. She said it's still there. She told us before she died. Yeah, my dad told me before he died. He said some of those old boats are still there. What your grandma and them came over here on. Your great-grandma and them. They call them running deer, great deer, hippity-hop, mama. Mama was a midwife, granny mama, and grandma. They were midwives. What fascinated me was how they used to go in the woods. Thank you, Ruby. How they used to go down in the woods and they just look around, grab certain mushrooms and look at certain plants and pull them up. And it'd be like a little onion. And they wash it off real good and chop it up. And then sometimes they lay it out and let it dry, or they'll boil it and make a tea. And they had some other plant called catnip tea. And they used to give us that nasty stuff whenever we get cold or sick or fever or diarrhea or maybe food poisoning. And she never did take us to the doctor. We didn't start going to the doctor till we moved up in North Carolina. Shoot, I think I was about 9 or 10 years old. But while we was down there, my grandma kept us alive with her roots, with her teas and her herbs. Boy, those people were wise. They knew exactly what to get, what to look for. And they would plant everything they could think of to plant in their gardens. And the peaches down there in South Carolina are some of the most sweetest peaches. You got to wash that fur off because it make you itch. But once you bite into that peach, it's like you start dreaming. Because you can't believe how delicious it tastes. And now I know why a lot of people like peaches. They are delicious. Especially fresh off the tree. And they're so sweet. Country people know how to eat. They know how to live. I'm glad I made you laugh today. I like story time because it makes me go back to when I was a little girl and I think about the good old days. I had some pretty rough days when I was in an accident with my dad. Messed up my face pretty bad. Broke my jawbone, my nose. Split my lip all the way up. My lip was split in half. Had some pretty rough times I endured as a child. But I got through it. I got past it. Yeah. Broke my arm. Fell out of a tree. Got a whipping. The next week I was back up in the tree again. With the cast. Because I wanted to hang with my brothers. So, I don't know. I guess I was like my Uncle Inky said, I was a hard-headed little runt. He used to call us little runts. Here come the little runts. Running around in the country with no shoes on. But we was living a time of our life, though. We was living our best life. We were kids. We had all that free time. We had to do something with that energy. So we just stayed busy. And we lived our life. But we grew up. Yeah, we grew up. But those were the good old days. And we had always had German Shepherds. My dad always had dogs that would follow us around, walk with us through the woods. We go catch the bus. The dog stand there. When we get off the bus, there go the dog. His name was Rex. Yeah. The police come and take one dog. My dad would go to South Carolina and get another one. Police come and take my dad's shotgun. He go to South Carolina and get another one. Yeah, my Uncle Blue them, they made their own guns. Sure did. They made rifles. They made them double barrels. If you go buy it, it's a double barrel, 14. But they know how to make them. You couldn't do nothing with country people back in the day. They know how to make their own guns, make them shoot real bullets. They used to have to go buy the shells, though. Yeah. My grandpa used to see a black snake and grab it by its tail, swing it around, sling it all the way across on the other side of the pond. He said, that ain't poison. I said, a snake is a snake. But he wasn't scared of snakes. He wouldn't mess with the brown or different colored snakes. And he taught us which ones was poison. And he said, if they black with a white belly, don't touch it, they poison. But a lot of times, they'll run from you. So, it's almost 4 o'clock, y'all, and I got to go get my mom's dinner ready because about 6, I want to lay down, get my nap in. And I think I want to try some of this Chinese rice. I haven't tasted it yet. I want to see what it tastes like. But I want to thank y'all for story time. I enjoyed y'all. And all of you that stayed to the end, thank you. Thank you. You know I'll be back tomorrow. We're going to try a challenge this week, Ruby. We're going to try to do a live every day. If I don't be able to, I'll let you know, Ruby. And I'll do a little short video and let everybody know something's come up and I can't do it. But what I want to do now is, it's about 1:45. Go ahead and get her dinner ready. So when she wake up about 4, I can go ahead and serve Mom. And then about 5, she watches the news. And I'll watch it with her. And I'll go outside and sit outside with her for a few. And then at 6 o'clock, she'll watch. And sometimes I'll watch some of the 6 o'clock news. Then we go to bed. I go lay down because I have to go to work. I will. You can't make it Wednesday? Okay. I understand. Okay. So I won't do one Wednesday. Okay. Okay. That's fine. I'll take a day off. Because you know I'll be out there in my little house doing little stuff. So, tomorrow, we got a meeting. We got our meeting tomorrow, but it's not until 7, so I should be okay. If not tomorrow, I might wait and come back Thursday because tomorrow we got our meeting. And we usually go over everything just in case my mom want to, comment or answer questions. We usually go over the lesson. So I might wait and come back Thursday. I'm glad you reminded me of that. Yeah. So I'll see you guys Thursday. But I'll probably do some videos in between now and then. But I will. So I'm going to go and get this dinner warmed up so we can eat early and let our food digest before I lay down around 6 or 7. I do like to watch that news about 5 or 6. So good night, everybody. I love y'all. Thanks for coming. This has been another great story time live stream from Miss Ruby _ Exploring Life. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you all the next time. I love you. See you later.